That was the Balaclava Boys podcast, episode 1.
All right, so let's try and do a summary of what we spoke about.
We discussed, Tronald Dump and Ham Saris, well, very briefly.
We got onto the.
Oh no, we started on beer.
Oh yeah,
and Old Rosie.
Yeah, we were speaking about beer for quite a while actually.
Yeah.
That's Old Rosie.
Yeah.
Then it was Donald Trump. Then I think we got onto sort of like the whole culture around things like fat shaming.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of left, like political sort of stuff.
You know, promotion of like fat acceptance, like sort of culture as well.
Yeah.
Things around that.
Some feminist stuff. Probably
Little bit of a discussion about Anita Sarkeesian for some reason. Sort of like feminist
I
effects.
bring up another unnameable person which I named, and that was like a bit much.
And then I think it was like Dreams and Krav Maga.
Yeah, that was right at the end.
I'm not sure if there was anything in between.
Probably not. Well, that's actually a pretty good summary. And then we put the summary right at the beginning. And that's how you start people off. You're like, this is what we're going to discuss. If there's anything else.
This is such a coherently planned podcast.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really like top tier shit. Yeah. Top tier shit, guys. Number 1.
Oh, sorry. There's lengthy discussions involving Luigi's penis size.
Oh yeah, shit.
And how strong Mario is, like how he's big.
Mario's unreal.
Yeah, Mario fucks like a dinosaur, man.
Alright, so listen to that shit. It's pretty good.
Enjoy. It's what the people want to listen to. Okay, I started already.
Do it for the people.
Alright, doing it for the people. Balaclava Boys, 2007, let's say. This is some vintage shit already. Artificially induced vintage. That's a new hipster thing. Yeah, Doom Bar really is good.
Yeah, Doom Bar, I don't know, the reason why I like it is because, quite a lot of ale is like very strong.
Yeah.
You know.
This is 4.3, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's got a kick to it. You know, if you have a few, you're definitely going to get pissed.
Oh, yeah.
But the taste isn't overwhelming, and I think that's the thing I like the most about amber
it's
ales.
refreshing. Yeah, amber ales are refreshing. IPAs do sort of kick you in the teeth a bit more.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan because it's like that hoppy flavour.
Yeah, I like that. It's really bitter.
Yeah, I have tried to get my head around it, but it's kind of
like the Americans and the British ones.
Yeah, it's just sort of not really happening for me.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, to each his own as well. Like, I get a lot of it with some lagers are actually really good, but yeah, a lot of lager is just kind of it's more the physiological feeling like you get really bloated and it's like, oh fuck.
I've never understood that, right? Because it's like growing up in Yorkshire, obviously. There was a pretty strong pub culture.
Yeah.
And like my dad used to take me to the pub and stuff. And as a teenager, I went with him to watch the footy and stuff like that. And it's like everybody drinks beer.
Yeah.
You know, and like Carling and Foster's is shy as well. It's piss water.
I've actually never had Foster's, but yeah, like Carlsberg, that sort of shit. Tuborg, it's like fuck.
Yeah, basically, and it's like everyone's drinking it and burping and having a laugh and all that lot. But it's
it still makes you feel alright, you know. It's just that it's more expensive than like having a decent ale. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is it does make you feel like shit. Like Doom Bar, like I can drink this in like the summertime when I suppose it's like not really traditionally when you would think to have an ale. I could have this on the beach and like it would be fucking well nice, and it's flat. It doesn't fuck my stomach up.
Yeah,
I can have as much of it as I want.
Yeah,
it's gonna get me pretty pissed, and in a good way. And beer, I don't know what the difference is between the two like chemicals essentially, but it's like beer seems to bring out sort of an angry like drunk.
Really?
Eventually, yeah. If I drink if I drink Stella, and that's got like a reputation
angry
for
drunk.
it.
You seem like a pretty stoic drunk, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe it's more like internal. It's like I can feel like my irritation and my thoughts go more towards violence and things like that.
Yeah, Belgian beer, thoughts immediately go towards eugenics. It's like, oh fuck, not
Yeah,
this again.
it's
9%. Oh shit.
Drink Belgian beer and basically.
Have I turned into a piece of shit again?
Immediately
Fuck.
turn into like an edgelord.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking grow like a 12-foot neck
Oh
beard.
no, yeah, exactly. It's like I'm ashamed to be me.
I'm gonna make a ton of jokes that I read on Paul earlier.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, am I proud of that? It's like, not really. Doom Bar. Start doing charity work, turning up every day,
working down at the soup kitchen.
They can smell it on your breath, but then they know you're a good guy. They're like, "Is that Doom Bar?" You're like, "Yeah, it's not Old Rosie, is it?"
Oh. You must be morally pure, mate. Drinking Doom Bar, Jesus Christ. Old Rosie is actually like fucking
Old Rosie is cry at your sister's birthday party sort of level.
It's it's like brown paper bag. I've lost my job kind of drink.
I love it.
And it's really addictive. Like I don't know.
It tastes great.
It's like the alcoholic equivalent of crack. Old Rosie.
Yeah. What's that?
Once you have one, you want more. And
no,
then like
the problem is
you
that
get
you'll have
cravings
two.
for it.
Yeah, and it's like 2 pints of it for me is enough to get me like decently pissed. If I have 3,
Yeah, you'll get sloshed.
yeah.
Like really sloshed on it. It's
But
very,
it's
very
for
strong.
me, it's cider as well. I feel that cider just hits me really hard. I had by the same brewery. It's like Weston's or something. I had a Perry the other day. It's like 4% pear cider. It's pretty shit. It's not Old Rosie standard.
Yeah, the taste isn't very nice.
Yeah, it's just kind of watery and sour. And
Yeah, that's a really perfect
Yeah.
description of it. It's like gone off apples put into a fucking liquid.
Yeah.
It's like what? That's
And the
not
only
a
reason I
legitimate.
tried it is because
That's not a legitimate flavour.
yeah.
That's gone off fermented piss. It's like,
There's this
oh,
guy,
great.
this is because this guy was saying like, oh yeah, I went to the cider festival and I tried Perry and it's fucking awful. I just bought it because of that, and he was at the pub and I was like, yeah, so I put Perry on your recommendation. He was like, why would you do that? I was like, I just want to see if it's that bad. I had one sip, I was like, yeah, it's that bad.
No,
And now I have to finish it. Yeah.
4 bottles of undrinkable piss water.
Nah, I just had a pint of it. It's fine. And everyone sort of wanted to try it anyway, so I only had probably 3/4 of it.
Yeah, I mean that's the difference really. Is that like Old Rosie, and actually Old Rosie is like a part of a brand, so they have like a couple of variations on it, and they're all actually named after
okay.
they're all named after tractors.
I didn't know that. I guess
yeah.
there is a picture of a tractor on it.
Yeah, they're all named after different tractors, and even though it's like a strong taste, you know, because it's a scrumpy, so it's distinct. You know, it doesn't really taste sweet.
Yeah, that's what I like
So
about
much.
it. Yeah.
And it's very cloudy. It's that combination of getting actually pretty fucking drunk within about a quarter of a bottle.
Yeah.
Like you kind of skip out being tipsy.
This is legit. Yeah, I remember when I found that shit, I was like, oh, this looks like really legit cider. I'm going to try that out. And I got it at the. I'm not going to say for anonymity purposes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's super secret shit.
Secret, top secret, 007. 007 bullshit, 5-star.
No, but in the
MI5.
second year of uni, I realised that was like the perfect thing because I could buy it from an unnamed shop, gone off, for cheap, and it's like £1 a bottle or something.
Typical student shit.
I'd buy,
Falling off the back of a wagon.
So good, yeah. I'd buy 2 of them, and that would be enough for like, you know, not a house party, but a gathering. You know, it's like you just do that in an evening, and I'm okay. The next day I'm fine, but I have a pretty good time while I'm there.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You can recover from it.
Yeah.
Well, me and some of my friends, who I used to live around, again in completely unnamed, anonymous areas.
Okay.
we used to meet up all the time, and like that was our drink of choice, pretty much.
Yeah,
which is
it's fucking good.
Pretty heavy drink of choice, but like it's Old Rosie's economical, you know, because it's like you can have one, and it's like enough. Like for an evening, honestly, it is.
Yeah,
like,
it is enough, man.
Because
you don't even need a day saver when you fucking have that. It's like you can just get to the back. You just appear at the back of the
get on
bus.
the bus with your day saver.
Now you flash your Old Rosie empty bottle. They're like, "Fuck, we're just gonna let you on for free."
Such an asshole.
We don't want any trouble. Well, that doesn't count.
Yeah. So, I think the thing that's unique about it, basically, at least that I've noticed when I have it, and this might not be true for everyone, but like when I drink it, I get like an energetic stimulation out of it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I get the same thing.
It wakes me up, and not a lot of alcohol does that. The most alcohol, it's like you drink
Well, it's
it.
a depressant, isn't it? So
yeah, it's like you don't really want to go to sleep, but you feel a bit drowsy or
flattens you out a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes the edge off. I mean, that's what people always say, isn't it? You know, it kind of like takes the sharpness out of existence.
Yeah.
But like with Old Rosie, it's sort of different. It's actually, it feels like a stimulant, and I don't know whether it's just because there's so much sugar in it, but yeah, you drink that and you're like, woo, and then you smoke a bit of weed and you're like, ooh,
yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to ride now.
It's like now I'm in party mode, and I was getting fucked up on that stuff all the time before because we'd like meet up after work and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'll have like 2 bottles of Old Rosie, and then we'll get stoned, and then it's like I'm up till 2 in the morning, and I get to work and I'm really, really hungover.
Wow, that sounds pretty bad, man.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I had to basically like grow up and stop doing that shit, but
yeah, it's just because you're kind of burning the candle at both ends.
In my
it's got to be sustainable as well, because it is nice doing this shit. But
I mean, this is like literally just after I finished uni, so I'm in my early 20s.
Nah, fair enough, man. I mean,
still kind of learning the ropes of how to be an adult.
We've done some pretty grimy shit, so I'm not really.
I think everybody does though.
Yeah.
I think that's actually, it's a core part of being a human being, is, you know, exploring certain things that are taboo in a sense, because it's still
Yeah,
like
I'm quite surprised though. You meet a lot of people who seem very. They probably get up to other grimy shit, but they're very sheltered in some ways. Because they just sort of buy the. I don't know. I don't really want to call it propaganda because it's not really good. And I don't really like the whole stoner culture thing of like, yeah, you know, you just need to be open-minded and all that. And I don't know. If anything, I think like.
well, it's when people start getting spiritual about it. That's when,
yeah, I mean,
that's what
there's a
irritates
time
me.
and place for it. I think, you know, in a way, it can. I would try not to judge it, but it is a cliche for a reason because I think some people go on about it way too much. I find it quite strange though because I feel like some of this shit has made me more. I don't know how true that is, but I've been telling myself that for a long time. I feel like some of the shit has made me more right wing than, you know, we kind of associate left wing with openness. It's just kind of it sort of inverts my character a bit.
Yeah, but I think that actually it's almost becoming the old or the out of date perception of the left. So the left had a stereotype or at least an identity as being as being this incredibly like open minded, well thought out, academic, you know, scholarly pursuit that's based around accepting everyone and being able to discuss ideas and all of that lot.
Yeah, they kind of the emphasis has strayed towards accepting everyone within a certain ideology. The problem.
Well, that is the ideology, but it's under specific parameters of you meeting tenets of their belief, and if you don't do that, then you're ostracized.
Yeah.
And so in that way,
It's
become just as authoritarian as certain right wing ideas have. And
yeah, I think the internet's made it a lot worse though, because now hanging around a bunch of very normal lefties on a day-to-day basis has opened my eyes a bit more, or has got me back in touch with the fact that a lot of them are actually very good people, and they are just compassionate.
Yeah, it's just empathy, man. That's all.
But you have a lot of people who I think are the ones who are angling for, you know, because they'll be, you know, teachers or you know, staff within some kind of academic area. And these are where you tend to get these people, and especially in an international environment, then they'll be they're more inclined to be, you know, like global, have a global outlook and all this stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that actually. I think it's quite good. And they're all very educated, but then they're not angling for any position of power within that framework. They're just existing within it, if that makes sense.
Right.
I think the people who were looking for power within that tend to be really toxic, kind of shit people.
Yeah, well, in a way, they're actually. I feel that they're the people that are actually trying to create and structure the framework.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to influence it. But you look at the internet, and that's kind of all you can see because it's just so shocking. And those are the people who were the loudest and put themselves out there the most. You start thinking in a way that kind of represents all of it.
Well, it's a power play because what they do is they build this semantic and this lingual like game of chess that they force people who like relatively agree with them anyway to play by in order to be a good and moral person. And everyone outside of that collective framework of rules is shamed and they're just bad, right? Which in itself is a heinous view of the world because you're immediately making the world a binary place. There are only shades of grey for people who are then, you know, in your like rules, your frameworks. It's like, oh well, you know, they're a good lefty or they're a bad lefty, and it's like there's a little bit of grey.
It's a purity test, yeah.
But if you're on the right, it's like, oh, you're inherently evil, you're inherently a Nazi, you're inherently a woman hater, you're inherently, you know, all of these like.
Yeah, but it's not even really on the right, is it? It's just if you're willing to entertain any ideas that are currently considered right wing, even though.
But I think that's what they would identify you as. I think that if you were to
or if you're willing to point some of the inherent hypocrisy or, you know, illogical, you know, the
inconsistencies.
The inconsistencies within some tenets of the mainstream Western left. You're labelled as a right wing as well, and then right wing equals like a fucking fascist or something, and that's I mean even stuff like, you know, like Trump. I mean he is funny, but he's also a fucking bellend. Like he is a fucking bellend.
Yeah, I mean you can't deny the comedic nature of him.
Yeah,
but you also can't deny the fact that he's like kind of horrifying.
Oh, he is. Yeah, in many ways, but he's not Hitler. You know, that's actually pretty offensive. You know.
Well, yeah, it's a.
How many people has Trump killed? Okay, he's disenfranchised quite a lot of people. You watch documentaries. I mean, I hate to be the fucking hipster, but I thought Trump was a piece of shit before this whole election stuff. And actually,
I think a lot of people did, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
he's
he
not
was
exactly like a great guy.
Yeah,
he's,
you can watch
he's
that
like
documentary. There's a
narcissistic
documentary
as fuck.
called "You've Been Trumped," where he bought up a bunch of land in Scotland and just bullied the local homeowners out of it. It's really horrible stuff, you know.
Yeah,
And
I heard
the
about that.
local police was all, you know, they were on side basically because he was bringing in a lot of money, injecting loads of money because he was building this kind of golf resort there.
Well, he's
but their water was being cut off and
he's
stuff like that.
metaphorical wealth cock around, isn't he? Because that's how rich people get shit done. It's like, well, you know, he's pump a bit of wealth lubricant into the system in certain places to boost the joints and get things going.
They absolutely refuse to see these documentary makers, you know. Yeah. But they're interviewing these local people who just want to walk their dogs around and they don't want to sell their house because it was their, you know, their parents' house or whatever. And let's trade. Got this Harry Potter magic wand, E.T. phone home, fucking. I thought this one I certainly won't lose because last time I was like the whole time I was like, where is it? Where is it? I lost it again.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
What is it? So it's a lighter, isn't it? But
yeah, it's like a barbecue lighter.
Yeah. Fucking Harry Potter magic wand, barbecue lighter.
It's like the boy who lived. Oh fuck!
Remember, Harry, your mother loved you. Don't all mothers love their children? Philosophical.
No. Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, why? How did Voldemort manage to kill anyone else?
Because all of those people's mothers didn't love them.
Didn't really love them.
They were all loveless. I mean, really,
your move, JK.
It's JK Rowling's like dispassionate view of the world, in which she's basically saying that everyone is an orphan.
Is she projecting?
An emotional orphan.
Does she just not really love her children? Should we ask her that?
She's like, why didn't Daddy love me?
JK, why didn't Papa Luigi love me? He said I was in vitro, and it meant I was a glass baby. And they made me out of flesh by wishing upon a star. Whenever I lie, my nose doesn't grow bigger. Someone else does. But then it goes smaller again, so I guess the lies aren't really real.
Pretty sure the weed just hit your brain.
What are you talking about, weed?
It's like
we are smoking a normal cigarette right now and drinking a delicious
legitimate
registered
legal
trademark.
tobacco.
Yeah, exactly. It is hemp bought from Amazon.co.uk, the Cook Islands.
What were you on about with Trump anyway? Because you were saying the comparison to Hitler.
Yeah,
was
the comparison
like,
to Hitler. Yeah, no, it's just stuff like that you see in the
offensive.
media. All this shit with Colbert, where it's like when Trump has one more scoop of ice cream, it's like poof, you see their eyes like glowing red. Like
I think that honestly shows how pathetic like our culture and our society has become. Is that like the mainstream media is basically looking at how much ice cream world leaders are eating, and it's like Trump has a little bit more ice cream than the other executives at the dinner table. He's obviously a daddy big dick, and it's like
it's so funny. But the funny thing is that it's also, from what I read, it seems that it's kind of true that Trump always does. It's like everyone has salad like for some Trump event, and he gets Thousand Island dressing on his, whereas everyone else has a vinaigrette on their salads. And it's like he's basically just being like, I'm better than you. I get one more scoop of ice cream. It's like so fucking childish. But also the media reporting on it is basically kind of, is he playing 4D chess? You know, that's what we have to ask. Is he having one more scoop of ice cream to get them off his trail?
You know,
let's see if they report on this. I'm going to have one ball hanging out next time I'm addressing the state. I'm going to be wearing my shorts, just one testicle hanging out, like sitting on a beach chair, talking about World War III. Let's see if they report on this shit.
The thing is, though, is the reason why he's doing it, you know, I mean, it's not really hard to see why. It's a very lame and kind of petty power play. You know, he's trying to basically assert social dominance through his food and through small gestures that he knows other people will pay attention to and that will notice on. And actually, it's a common reoccurring theme throughout history with like a lot of different leaders who do stuff. When you actually like read the books about people's lives, like Pompey did that. Like he used to like get meetings together all the time in like Rome with like senators and things like that, and he would always make sure that he had like better wine or better food.
Was there a politician called Pompey as well as the place?
I got the name wrong because I was talking about Pompey earlier.
Oh, right, okay. I got confused. Pompey.
Yeah,
okay.
Pompey.
I don't know very much about
general. Yeah, I don't know why I called him Pompey. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, I was just curious because I genuinely don't know.
But yeah, Pompey is basically the guy who's competing with, not with Caesar, was around the same time as Caesar and
Okay.
Cicero. Cicero
Yeah.
and Caesar would have been relatively young men, like
Yeah.
maybe in their like mid to late 20s, or Cicero would have been in his 30s when Pompey was sort of making his bid for becoming like Grand Emperor and was having all of his triumphs going through Rome and stuff. But he was like doing all these plots, to overthrow the Senate, and he would have like very regular clandestine meetings at his house and stuff. And he would basically sort of show the fact that he was top dog by like making sure he had always slightly better stuff, whatever the fuck it
So
was.
it's like I had a slightly bigger steak.
Yeah, it's like
more scoop of ice cream.
if you're getting together for a dinner, it's like I'm going to have slightly better wine than you, and then it's like if they're getting together to like I don't know read some plans, it's like he would have a slightly better version, or like he would have like more room someplace they were staying. He'd have a bigger room.
Trump's always following the Romans.
Yeah,
as in true Republican fashion.
I just think it's just narcissism. It's basically just like a human trait in these people. Like
right.
Trump's obviously a narcissist. He thinks he's like the best thing ever since like sliced bread. So it's like I deserve more because I'm fucking great.
But is he fucking great? That's what we need to find out.
I don't know, because it's like if we're just going to be like purely objective, it's like so far he's been shit, right? And like as just a president, like trying to get stuff done, he hasn't actually achieved anything, and he's just like blaming it on the system.
None of them really achieve anything, though, do they?
But yeah, that's what I mean. Is that actually really you need to basically stand back and actually let his term run its course, in order to really save that.
No one's going to do that.
But generally. His rating's been like the lowest out of any president that's ever been at this stage in his time in office, and he's managed to get
having a second term, but
he's managed to get nothing done in his first 100 days.
Pretty bad.
And he's had to concede a shitload of stuff to do with like the Muslim ban, and he hasn't got the wall built yet. I mean, what's going on with that? He keeps talking about it, but it's like nothing's really happening.
Well, Mexico's going to pay for it, and they're late on their payment for some reason. We haven't really figured out how to make them pay. That was the one little
apparently just saying to the Mexican president, you're going to pay for this, and then him disagreeing. Somehow that doesn't magically result in the Mexicans paying for it.
Oh well, Trump thought he was going to do his little fucking okay hand and just wave it around in the president of Mexico's face.
Wrong.
Prime Minister.
Wrong.
Yeah, what's this other thing?
Wrong.
Blah.
Yeah, that's finished, by the way.
Good. I think we're on a pretty good level. I'm on a fucking nice little...
Yeah, I'm on a good level. It's kind of like World 5, Level 1 on the original Super Mario.
I just took the magical pipe all the way because I'm not actually going to beat this fucking game properly.
Exactly. It's like, why get to level 9 and stress yourself out when you can just stay here and jump on mushroom heads? And it's sort of entertaining because you've reached the appropriate level of skill for it to actually be a challenge.
No, you go to the second level, and then you get a little elevator and you jump on top, and then you get to the warp pipes right at the end of it, and you say, I want to jump to world whatever, I don't actually remember. I played that shit on Game Boy Color. I had Mario Deluxe, and they had loads of extra features. That was actually... Isn't Mario just something that they keep milking? Like, he's the video game's Donald Trump. He's like...
He's the video game's Donald Trump. What? Just keep milking that chili.
Yeah. Because that's what they're doing with Trump. Like, obviously, backstage, he's got, like, those little lactation devices, suction cups.
Mario's like a... when did it originally come out? It came out in the 80s.
89 or something, 90.
Yeah, so...
No, if you think about the Donkey Kong doodles.
Donkey Kong doodles. The well-known doodles.
As soon as it works, it's like quite embarrassing. I'm like, oh, doodly thingy, and they're like,
what the fuck? It's like, just get used to the lingo.
Yeah, no one's really mentioned it. It's actually funny.
Well, most people have like some sort of pet term. But yeah, he's been around for like 30 years.
Mario Bros. Yeah, the original one where Donkey Kong on top has kidnapped the princess and throws her in the house down. Yeah, so I think that was like 85 or something.
Yeah.
It's fucking old.
It's kind of impressive how far they've taken that concept, because it sort of shows...
An Italian plumber, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This sort of shows us where the industry was and how it's evolved and how different it is now. Because if you think about, like, what would today's gaming industry, like, gamers... Oh, speaking weird. What would today's games industry, produce as a concept for a character idea? Because... let's say...
Yeah, it's like a Mexican electrician or something. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's so strange. It's such a weird idea. It's like, he's just an Italian plumber, and it's like he happens to live in the Mushroom Kingdom, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, games were
weird. They
weird.
were on some weird shit.
Games concepts were really abstract and
I think
odd.
it's because of the graphics, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, what can we... you know, what can we show? Oh,
but I also
all
think it's
Pixar
like
looks like shit, and it's like, oh, I think this mushroom looks pretty good, and they're like, oh, we'll call it the Mushroom Kingdom then, you know.
I think it was actually genuinely like childish, sort of playful and innocent attitude though that like we don't have anymore, because it's like all of his characters
all like
are
edgy reboots and shit. You know,
yeah, like the
Hollywood as well.
characters are very safe. You know, it's not like Mario has like a dark past
like
and
he's
he's
got
like
a-
drinking whiskey and shit, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know, you
exactly.
get that with a lot of modern
Marcus
day
Phoenix,
characters.
he's got a do rag and he takes it off.
Like, what's the Uncharted series? Like, that's a relatively new character.
Yeah, Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan
Like,
Drake.
yeah, that character. I mean, like,
He's a wisecracking know-it-all.
yeah, exactly. You
He's
know,
like Ezio from
and he's
Assassin's
a-
Creed 2, you know?
yeah, and he's an action hero, and he's like, you know,
Those games are kind of cool.
very like
very
alpha,
much.
very alpha male essentially.
Yeah. He's the cheeky one.
You know, and it's like Mario's not like that. He's just some fucking fat Italian
Oh,
plumber.
Mario's alpha as fuck, man. Don't say that to Mario. He's got
He's
that
got
white
a
glove on all the
belly.
time.
Like even the original
Nah.
model, he has like a belly
That's
underneath
just
his
pecs,
like
man.
little donkey, saggy pecs.
Have you seen that guy can jump? It's like 30 times his body, man. It's fucked.
He's got like fucking immense thighs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like disgustingly like rippled like musculature. Just
He
like
can
inside
bench
his
press
shoulders.
this fucking tree, man. He doesn't give a fuck.
Just like crushing trucks and shit.
Exactly. He's the most alpha character.
I'll tell you what,
He's
man,
like, I'm gonna win.
Those Goombas are basically like fucking made out of boulders.
Yeah, he's crushing their spines, man.
just
No,
like
but have you seen
strong.
that white glove as well? If he takes that off and slaps you with it, you know you're in for a fucking pounding, man. It's like, it's
I'm
not
sorry,
good.
I take it back, Mario. Mario, you're alpha as fuck. What do I
Have you
know?
seen Bowser is a giant fucking obese fire-breathing demon,
Yeah.
and he just swings him around like he grabs him by
Yeah,
the
he grabs
tail,
him by the
swings
tail
him
and
around,
fucking
and throws
swings
him.
him.
It's
That's
like,
true,
what?
actually.
This guy's
Can you imagine, like, swinging a
alpha as
dragon around
fuck.
like that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like fucking super fast as well.
He's actually a massive shithole. He browses the red pill in his spare time. He goes around with a little fucking camera clip to his shirt like no one can see it, and he's like, "Hey, baby, you want to go party? Wahoo!" And they're all like, yeah, woohoo! And they were like, "You're
Impressive
creepy as fuck."
on this scale, man. It's like, because they're both that strong. I mean, like,
Luigi can jump higher, but Luigi's just really socially awkward,
Yeah, but
which
what-
probably means he has the bigger dick.
what about Smash Brothers?
That's
Don't you
usually how it
remember?
works, man.
It's like on Smash Brothers, Mario can spin around so fast if you use like the up B move that he'd like elevate
that was
himself
awesome,
into
man.
the air a bit. I
Yeah,
mean, like, how
yeah.
much thrust would your arms have to generate to make yourself fucking fly?
I don't even want to think. I think
Like,
you'd
he's
probably
insane.
tear yourself apart if you had
Yeah.
a normal,
Yeah, probably.
skeleton.
Yeah.
He's made
I
of
don't think a
steel,
body's
man.
really designed for that.
Yeah, we should do a crossover comic. You know they have Marvel Alliance and shit. It should be like X-Men versus Mario, and he's literally ripping Wolverine into two, like wahoo, wahoo, jumping on people,
It's like flipping his cape
Professor
out in
X is
front of
using his
him.
mind powers, and he's like, fuck, this guy is moving it, like, you know, he's got like 40 kilotons of thrust behind him. That's just fucked.
40 kilotons. That's like a nuclear bomb's worth of thrust. It's like he's got a like 20-mile blast radius every time he jumps.
The Mushroom Kingdom, I mentioned the Mushroom Kingdom is really big. But the scale of it is like different to us. It's
It's
like,
like 2,000 times the size of the Earth, and it's like completely flat and like radiation protected. Actually, that would explain how they all got so fucked up in the first place. Because
Yeah,
it's
man.
like Mario's been like nuclear jumping for like a couple of years. You know,
oh, that's why it's the
everyone's
Mushroom Kingdom.
irradiated.
It's a mushroom
Yeah.
cloud, yeah.
Everyone's just mutated and fucked up because of his nuclear jumps.
Goombas are like fucking ghouls, are like crawling towards him like, make it end, just kill
Why
me.
did you make me this way?
Yeah, he's basically like this minor god because he's the god of death. They're like, please end this hell, smash my spine. He's like, wahoo! And they're like, thank you, sweet release.
There can only be one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like either Mario dies or we die.
Yeah.
I wonder what Bowser's role would be in that society. It's like
Luigi's been making us feel inadequate for too long. Made this end. Luigi is just like, you just see him, he gets a boner, it's like halfway down his trouser leg, like.
It's like he's just watching Mario walk off with Peach, you know, and he's just
And
imagining
he's
what it
getting a
would be like
jealous
to be
boner.
him.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Just
And then Daisy's like,
gently
hey
strokes.
Luigi, you want to come with me? Like, you know, and he's like,
What, Luigi?
No, Daisy, do you remember he's got like a
Oh.
girlfriend, and she's basically, he feels really cheated like on because whenever he's not around, like trying to save the princess that he never gets to get, she always goes to the paddock. It's just like the only thing big enough for her, and no one wants to ask about it. But they're like, he knows what's happening, and that's why he's so fucking awkward.
That's pretty weird.
It's just like, what's
Right
up,
now,
Luigi?
though, that's
Yeah,
strange as
exactly. It's fucked.
Is it actually part of the game? Because I It's like,
yeah, man.
what?
No, of course not. Of course that's not. That would be like fucking bestiality.
It's
But
like,
the game.
how the fuck
That's
does
actually evil shit.
I don't know about like Daisy. So I'm just like, you know, maybe
No.
maybe Japanese game developers
I don't
are
think
a
she
bit
was
progressive.
in anything. She was just right at the start. it'd be funny if she actually went to the paddock, but it's just like this weird online joke. But no, that's actually fact.
Crazy Daisy, don't leave her with the horses.
Yeah, she's just a reskin of Peach, basically. But they're like, oh, he needs a golf as well. Maybe she's like a blow-up doll or
I wonder if Anita Sarkeesian has made the argument yet that like Daisy basically puts blondes higher in social status for brunettes because like Luigi's the beta male out of the power dynamic. He's the bitch, right? And it's like, ooh, well, Daisy goes with the bitch, so she's the beta female, you know. So it's like blondes are number one in Western society.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think basically, Anita Sarkeesian just has the agenda of trying to make short, chubby Armenian women like higher up in the fucking sexual pecking order. Because it's not going very well for her, you know. She keeps like putting those gender signifiers on, bright red lipstick, big hoop earrings. It's not really working for her, man. No. Peacocking to fuck. Broke up with Macintosh because he couldn't get it up. Like fuck. And he used to write Feminist Frequency. I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna like listen back to this and feel really mean. It's like, this is horrible.
Funny though.
Yeah, it's funny. But basically, yeah. So he used to write all the Feminist Frequency stuff. Like I don't know if he was a husband or a boyfriend, but they were together a number of years, and she broke up with him. So it's a bit like, you know. She got her face out there, and then someone, you know, Mario found out about her, and he's like, I've got 40 kilotons of thrust somewhere else, baby. And she's like,
I always thought that was really strange, you know, because it's like she'd, a lot of her videos, I mean, that video series she did, she never even fucking completed it. She took all the money in for it. It was like women in the game, you know, video games.
Yeah.
And she like did this whole series on like asses, you know, like video game, literally asses of women in video games. She was doing comparisons and stuff like this. So she's like talking from like a very like sexually oriented perspective.
Yeah, well they call her sex negative a lot, you know.
Yeah. And basically trying to put negativity into like sexualization and for you know being attracted to essentially a fictitious character. But while she's doing that, she's like progressively like tarting herself up more on screen.
Yeah, isn't it weird? Well, that's why everyone jokes about this whole thing.
And then you know you'll be going around the comments, you know, you'll be reading threads and stuff, and it's like I genuinely see like this shit in like certain cultures online, which again I won't name because I don't want to embarrass them or anything, but it's like. But it's like certain community groups and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, so Anita Sarkeesian, what about her?" You know, and it's like people basically saying whether they'd bang her or not.
Really?
And to me, it's like actually for me to see that in multiple places. She is in some way.
I've heard some people online say she's hot, actually.
Yeah, exactly. You know, she's if people are thinking her hot, they're thinking about it, right?
I think
and she's putting that out there.
Yeah, everyone has a type though, because some people like that. Do you know Leia Alexander?
Although I know that like certain people listening to this would be like that opinion is like the epitome of misogynistic because it's like women can't look how they want to. But it's like I'm sorry, you're just denying how attraction works. Like it's fucking basic. People get attracted to each other.
Well, it's also that because people are attributing the sex negative brand of feminism to her, and they're looking at these gender signifiers, and actually, if she was following a lot of the other literature around this, she'd probably have like short hair and not wear any makeup and stuff. You know.
Yeah, it's like trying to make yourself like sexually unattractive. You know.
Yeah.
Which is, to me is also odd. I think that's a bad idea. It's like you really want to.
Yeah, well, I think actually a lot of
people should only love me for
70s radical feminism.
Your physicality
was just a bit like. It sounds pretty bad, but it was probably quite lesbianic. You had a lot of women who just basically tried it out, and they were like, and that's probably killed the growth of it as well because they tried it out. And they were like, no, it's not ready.
Alright, so I wasn't aware of that. So
it's a political thing because if
like a tint of lesbianism within the movie.
Yeah, because if you think about this whole patriarchy thing, logically, if you want to stop it, like what is patriarchy all about? It's about sex, isn't it? It's about sexual power, sexual dominance. If you don't give any men that, then So it kind of makes sense. It's just that no one really wants to follow it because we're animals, at the base. Like, you've got a biological drive, and you can't just like deprogram.
It's more than a drive; it's an imperative.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is an imperative. Yeah,
it's like
do you want to cease to exist? It's
exactly.
Like, no.
If we didn't follow those rules, if we didn't follow those underlying urges that are there, we wouldn't exist. Yeah, we would be unsuccessful. I mean,
well, for a segment of the population, that's not the.
Pandas are only fucking surviving because we're like rubbing their sperm onto fucking rods and jamming them up their women so that they can be forcefully fertilised because they can't be asked to fuck.
Yeah,
it's like species that don't do that die.
Do you think that humans will become like that biologically, like in that, like in WALL-E? They're all going around their little mobility scooters.
We become homogenised by technology.
Yeah, just turn into these like kind of amorphous blobs that are sort of happy, but don't really. Do you remember that film?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
They always have a screen in front of them. And, obviously they're not going to show you this shit because it's a kid's film, but they're never going to be banging and stuff.
I think it's an incredibly cynical view, but I think the message is valid. So, I'm I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I think that it's unlikely, because I think that another one of the base drives that we have, even though we're snubbing it to a large extent today. Like, I snub it in my job, because it's a very sedentary job, programming.
If you clear your mind, this is the power of meditation.
Oh.
I'm just going to reprogram. This is your job, Patrick.
What, to drink this Guinness?
That's your current role, and if you achieve that, I'm going to give you a pay rise, and we're going to move on to something else.
All right, I think I can do that.
Are you up to the challenge?
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I just have to ask you a few questions before we start. What is your least favourite thing about teamwork?
I like it when you don't be then, and then someone is like, it be do, and I'm like, no, it be now.
I'm not writing anything down on my checklist, so you can infer that's a good thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So, next question. Let me look down my list. Okay. So, if let's think. If a disabled black lesbian says, "Do you not want to rape me? Please don't do it, but do it." Do you do it, or do you not do it, or do you not do it?
Right, well, for 1 minute, I've got to put my fist under my chin, right, and sort of stroke my, really pretentious, shitty, wanky beard, so I look like I'm really considering this, properly.
It ages you considerably.
It's like, check out the wisdom of my thought process, employer.
Really eloquent that's not, yeah, man.
Right, and it's like, well, okay, so it's a trans, black, disabled person.
I don't remember anymore,
right.
It was on my HR questionnaire, and I turned the page.
I think that's what it was, right?
Okay.
So it's like, I don't want to be ableist and dismiss their, sexual advances upon me.
Yeah.
I can't do that with you because you're not good, because you're disabled.
Good, okay.
But at the same time, I don't want to dominate a minority with my white privilege, so I can't necessarily fuck a black person, because I might then culturally appropriate some of their DNA.
Great to hear. Right, so last question. What is your weakness?
I think that my weakness is that I am so grey, it's hurtful to other people to witness.
That makes me feel threatened, so I'm going to write something down in this box. I don't really want to hire you anymore because I think you're overqualified for this position, but my manager's getting a harder under the table. I've just looked down and...
His name is
if
Luigi.
only you could see it. Yeah, Luigi. Everyone can see it down here.
He's stroking it with his white glove.
He wears 3 belts a day.
It's like going through them, just snapping them. friction burning the lever on it.
When he was a child, he used to have a gun holster strapped to his leg. He used to keep that shit under control.
But now there isn't a holster big enough.
Well, you're making me laugh, so
bending past his knee.
I'm going to wink at you when you close the interview door, and I'll be rooting for you when you eventually get this position. Oh yeah, so the position. Sorry, we have to fill out a bit more HR paperwork.
I think I've got to open the position.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. This is my position. This is my job here. I do this very well. I do this every day, 9 to 5. I come up with more bullshit questions to ask people.
What was I talking about? So
Sorry.
I was talking about biological drives or some shit.
Oh well, how you writing yourself? Yeah. So we were saying, do you reckon humans will ever?
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's a bit of a cynical view basically, because it's we have drives to sort of move around.
This world, yeah.
To move around, to explore, and to do things. Our bodies are actually very, very much tied to our minds, and it's why exercise is such an important stimulus for your well-being. Because essentially most of the things that you think and feel are chemical processes, largely. So stress, for instance, is cortisol.
Yeah.
And that mixed with adrenaline.
Yeah, that evolutionary psychologist, I'm not going to mention the name of, is talks about that a lot, cortisol levels, and how you get ill if you do. If you have cortisol's a neurotoxin and high.
Yeah, exactly.
Levels.
Above certain levels, it causes all sorts of illnesses, both mental and physical. And you process that through exercise. You process it through movement. And you can process it through a million other ways as well. Like actually playing a musical instrument helps you do that as well. It's stress relief.
Yeah. I can feel it, man. I have stress-related shit, psoriasis. And mine's not that bad because it's not really visible. But when I was working at that company, I'd love to mention, but I'm not going to because it's too small. It was shit though.
Yeah.
A massive patch just grew, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, because you're getting stressed out.
Yeah.
But essentially, after that rambling segue I just made, it's our bodies are, they're necessary. They need stimulating. So and we have desires that are related to that. So I don't see all of us becoming even obese people go to the shop. Do you know what I mean? Really obese people, they still make the effort to go to the supermarket and stuff. to get food and stuff, and it's like
Because they'll die otherwise.
yeah, and you see them waddling around now, and it's kind of tragic, and that's because that there are certain flaws in our biology and in our mental processes.
Yeah, it's kind of it is an illness.
Reward,
yeah,
it's feedback loops gone wrong to a certain extent. People get literally addicted, and if you don't understand addiction, then you have no sympathy for it. But,
it's very difficult because it's something. Did you listen to that podcast with that dietitian?
What, with Sam Harris?
Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't mention his name, man.
Why?
Oh, yeah, keep doing that thing, not mentioning anyone's name because,
Well, just because you never mentioned it.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, it's Ham Harris anyway.
Oh, sorry. Well, we said it now. Yeah. And he's 10 out of 10. Did you listen to that one though?
No, I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, because he talks about that, like how it's an illness. But the point that Sam Harris makes is that it's difficult to. It's more difficult to be compassionate about it in a way because you have there's a visual indicator, and you can pretty much infer that the behaviour that is making them ill is self-induced. If you have cancer and you have a tumour, no one's going to look at you and say, "Oh, eating is going to make it bigger," even though technically it's kind of true because you need calories to grow, but it's not voluntary. Whereas having that level of calories all the time, it's like just stop eating and you'll stop. And I know it's an illness with with feedback loops, but it makes sense in a way on a visceral level that people
respond in such a way.
Yeah.
I'm not denying the fact that there is a validity in the disgust that people feel because it's the ultimate lack of self-control.
Yeah.
But that's people who don't like obese people or don't like fat people.
Yeah.
They hate them.
It's not like
weird. It's not a minor thing. I don't say disgust lightly. It's like people actually genuinely express that, and you can see it
it's a bit weird
on their faces and how they talk about them online and stuff like that.
See that
zero
shit, like,
sympathy.
Fat people hate, man. That's actually harsh. That's the thing is, I mean, I like making edgelord jokes and all this stuff, but a lot of it is on the basis that it's ironic. And when you're actually hating someone, even if it's fucking fat people, and maybe that's more of a choice than your race or your sexual orientation or something, it's still kind of harsh. It's like the whole fat acceptance movement does make me a bit kind of that stuff. When it gets political, I'm a bit like, come on, guys, like stop looking. Basically you're doing navel gazing online because you can't actually look at your navel anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
you've lost sight of it.
I don't agree with the fat acceptance movement at all because they're basically promoting self-harm. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
If kids were going around promoting slashing themselves with razor blades because it makes them feel better, I'm not going to agree with an acceptance movement for that. Yeah, I'm not because it's wrong and it is. And for the exact same reasons, like both mentally and physically, like obesity is essentially abuse of the body and pushing it to its extremes,
costing people a lot. Did you see?
These people are often suffering psychologically more than they are physically. The physical symptoms are a manifestation of the internal self-destruction that person is going through. So how fucked is their internal mental state to get to that stage? People
can be
who
normal
don't
in
ask
every
that
respect
question,
apart from that. They just keep.
People who don't ask that question are missing a very large part of the picture as to why this person exists the way they do. And if you don't have any sympathy for that, I think
then you're like not very. I agree.
I just think it's cold. It's like how cold.
And people struggle with it a lot. I think that if you were someone who's like fit, like you've got like your little fucking tanned, firm beach body and all this shit, and you wake up one morning and you're pale and fucking morbidly obese, flabby. You wake up with like 3 Papa John's pizza that you ate to yourself like the night before, this sort of shit. World of Warcraft like subscription. It would be very difficult.
It's like the ultimate stereotype.
Yeah, I know.
Neck beard flowing out over your tits.
Yeah, exactly. Over your tits, just hiding them from view so the camera can zoom in on them without it being too not safe for work.
Cheese pizza out underneath one of them.
Yeah, and for some reason there are like peaches on it, and it's like, what the fuck? And a whole pack of butter you've just been scraping your hand in and like wiping it in your face. It's fucked. Anyway, you wake up and it's like Freaky Friday, where they switch bodies. You literally are you're this tanned little fucking firm, pert little,
What, you get transformed into this other person?
Yeah, and then you're just the opposite. It would be very difficult to undo that, I think.
Sounds like a social justice warrior film concept to me,
Yeah, it's like,
Freaky Friday,
I'm going to go for a jog, and it's like,
yeah.
And you see the gravy starts coming up and like just melting your lungs, and it's like,
there's
choking on it, you can't run
liquid
anymore.
Is just like dribbling out from his teeth.
Even coming out of your bed, you're out of breath. Like that would be horrible.
Yeah, it would be awful.
I think they should just probably buy some yerba mate, and then you don't feel it kills your hunger, and then not eating is probably going to help them lose a fuck ton of weight at the beginning.
I think eating's a distraction basically from the you know, the emotional pain that
Yeah.
person is going through.
Yeah,
Like,
it's also a boredom eating. Like, I'm definitely a boredom eater, you know.
yeah, but I do agree. I mean, like, generally, I believe that personal responsibility, or at least this is something that I've learned, like, over the last couple of years, is that, you know, it's on you, you know, to make your life what you want it to be, ultimately. You can look externally for help to a certain extent, but most people have got their own shit on, and, like, as you get older, that just gets more and more, you know, it's like people will have commitments, careers, you know, jobs, things like
that's
that.
why I don't really judge it. And the thing is, like, you know, I'm not in perfect shape. You know, I could be a bit less flabby, and I could be ripped, and I could have, like, you know, banging Apollo's belt and some, like, some Luigi thighs and shit. But do I really have time for that shit? You know?
Yeah, you'd have to change radically, like, aspects of your life, because you
Yeah,
have
and
to
I don't really have the
sacrifice
discipline
time.
for it. That's the thing, and I can't judge the gym. Like, people who go to the gym have a lot of discipline. In a way, that becomes their main hobby, and that's actually, it's not a bad thing. You know, that's the thing is, you know, getting over that idea. Because I used to judge it a lot. You know, I was like, oh, kill myself if I go to the gym and all this shit. Like, especially when I was a bit younger. And actually, it's just different people. You know,
I
for
think
me,
once you consider that, like, basically exercise can lead to a mental state where you feel high. You know, like, you have to push yourself, but yeah, definitely. So, when people say they get addicted to the gym, I mean, yeah, if it's just some, like, person who's been going for a couple of weeks and they're bragging on Facebook, it's like, yeah,
that is crazy.
not. But people who've been going for years and they're like, I am addicted to doing this. It's like, they are.
That's fine. Yeah,
they're getting their endorphin hit every time they go. You know, and they feel amazing.
Feeling good.
You know, they're not there bored, because people look at exercise and they go, oh wow, it's really boring. But if you're an exercise junkie, it's not boring. You think people go and do that because, like, they hate it? No, they do because they love it.
Yeah,
they do because they think it's fucking ace.
Yeah, and it's also that you'll start feeling it in your body if you stop doing it. Like, I get the you know, like, after a weekend, you know, if I'm really lazy, like last weekend I played Devil May Cry for, like, I don't know, like 5 hours straight or something, and just beating it. No, not that long, but pretty long. And I was just lying on the couch in a weird way. And then on the Monday, my back's a bit, like, aching and stuff. But then Monday evening, you know, go to Krav. And then Wednesday, go to Krav. And then I'm like, oh, my back's fine now.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally
you've done,
just like
core exercise.
Yeah, and they always do. There's a whole stretching routine. So there's a warm up, then stretching, then, like, drills. Then you know, the warm ups do change depending on how advanced the level is, but usually it'll be like quick warm up, stretching, sparring, which stretches you out a lot. And that's like last time I did sparring, I just went to get someone. We just touch shoulders and stuff, so it simulates, like, because you don't have any
tagging each other.
A little bit, yeah. But you have to try and keep your technique real, because then it's more applicable to fight. We actually have to get head guards now, and that's going to start getting pretty violent, because I've seen someone getting done. And I mean, they're gentle, it's very controlled, but it's also like doing stuff that's not very simple, like touching on the shoulder. It's like, I'm going to, you know, spin around and roundhouse kick you, and it's like, I'm just going to do it gently enough, and I expect you to block it. Yeah. And if you've got your head guard on, so
that's why you've got your head guard on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it could go wrong, but actually it's good, you know, because it's teaching you, it's teaching you basically, like, composure. I think that's one of the key things that you learn from self-defense. It's like a level of composure to deal with unpleasant experiences, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Be reactive more than like predictive in a way.
Yeah.
And also be able to do this stuff, because I can do it to a pad when I try several times. But like a roundhouse kick, if you ask me to pull that off now, I'm not going to kick someone in the head. I could probably, you know, with the right angle, I could do some damage just hitting someone in, like, the either the leg or the waist. You basically crack them. You like, you know, they'd be like, oh, what the fuck, and then you keep going. But
do you find, kind of like what I was talking about, it's like, do you find that, like, because they're quite intense cardiovascularly, like, those sessions?
Yeah, it's a mix between aerobic and anaerobic exercise, apparently.
Do you not, like, get a bit of a buzz doing it? Cause it's like,
oh yeah, massively. Yeah, that's why I go on and off, though, because I think naturally I'm not really predisposed to it. I think some people enjoy that sort of pain. I have to train myself every time to, like, enjoy it, and then I get to a point where I've pushed myself enough that I start just wanting to go, like, actively wanting to go, because I know that that's gonna, you know, I've tied it in with, like, oh, well, my back feels pretty shit after several days of not doing it, and then I do it and I feel strong, and, like, you know, in the morning I wake up and I'm like, you feel everything's, like, tensed up, and I'm like, oh wow, I actually feel like, you know, if someone tried to punch me in the stomach, I could just take it. Whereas, you know, after a weekend of just doing nothing, I feel really kind of, like, pretty limp, you know.
Yeah. You go from being taught and, like, tuned up to just being basically, like, uncalibrated.
It's like retuning a guitar or something, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You become loose, you know. Your musculature is the exact same. If you don't use it, it kind of starts to.
But I don't know if I could do that all the time. Twice a week is good. You know, 3 times a week if I got, like, really addicted to it. And, you know, it's also, I think it's pretty healthy in terms of balance and stuff, because I'm not very agile, I'm not very good on my feet, and, like, my balance is pretty bad. But now being forced to do shit like roundhouse kicks that are like really challenging me, I am overcoming some of these barriers that are like massively kind of inspiring because I couldn't do it at all for like, you know, we've almost been doing it a year now, and I can actually pull it off now. And I'm like, fuck, you know, and it's just a balance thing. I'm like, wow, well, what else can I do if I keep it, you know, if I keep going?
Exactly. I was just going to say that to you, but it sounds like you've already crossed that point. Is that you should persevere because like the things that you're actually, you know, that you have like a certain level of weakness with, or that you're not naturally inclined to, like for whatever reason, yeah, your brain can still adapt to it, and you can still learn to make use of what you have in order to achieve that skill.
Yeah.
And you might do it in a way that's slightly different to how people normally would because of your particular like quirks, or your idiosyncrasies, but you still learn how to do it, and then when you do learn how to do it, you're basically proving to yourself that your like idea of yourself is incorrect. Yeah, it's like you're actually capable of more than you.
Yeah, there are
think.
profound psychological differences as well, I will say. Like, you know, so this guy came in on Wednesday, new guy, and he didn't say what happened, but apparently something quite scary happened, or almost happened to him, you know, so he was in a situation where he wanted to just get out. Very camp guy. I think he, you know, just with his haircut and stuff, he's sort of a middle-aged man, very, overweight, sort of gay guy. I'm fairly sure. He was a nice guy and stuff, but like I was practicing with him and very clumsy and like found it difficult to listen to the instructions. And when he was punching the pad, you know, he's going quite hard, but I felt like he was probably getting some aggression out, and there was definitely some therapy to be done there, you know. And you know, with the warm up, he couldn't take it because he's just too big. But he said right at the end of the session that really struck me. He said, "Yeah, I keep having these dreams recently where someone's trying to start a fight with me, and I try and throw a punch, but I'm like stuck in jelly. Like I just punch very, very slowly, and I'm struggling against it. And I used to chronically have these sorts of dreams, so I thought it was very interesting. I said, oh, that's just human nature. And actually, I don't think anyone else really had them.
I used to have it with running, where I couldn't run away.
Yeah, you were like feet are stuck to the floor.
Yeah.
I've had that.
It's an anxiety dream.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. So I used to have a lot of really fucked up dreams as a teenager, actually, like early teens. I dreamt that my mum was a cake and I had to cut her up and serve her for her birthday, and I felt really bad.
Hello, Freud.
Fucking awful. Yeah, and there was one where I dreamt that I was cradling my brother when he was really young, and he was laughing and stuff, and it was fine. And his voice started getting lower and lower, like when a tape's running out of batteries. And he basically stopped moving,
that's disturbing.
My parents told me to open the back compartment and put new batteries in him, like it
God.
was a normal thing, and I was like really disturbed by it because I was like, you know, me from the normal world.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is horrifying. Like why does your child run out of batteries? Yeah. So the things like that, like I used to have fucked up dreams, and that was commonplace as well, the whole running stuff. So I think I was very anxious as a young teenager.
Yeah. It's interesting the trials that your brain will put you through in your sleep. To try and, you know, rationalise the world around you or prepare you for things.
But since I started doing Krav, definitely, I've had some fighting dreams again, like since then, and it's very, very different, just because I know what it feels like to hit someone. It's like it's not like horribly brutal or anything, but you can fight off anything, you know, you just go, well, it feels like a solid hit.
I mean, I'm chatting off the top of my head here, but it's like, I think I've heard from several people, and I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere that like your dreams are based off of basically things that you've seen or done. Like you have to have experienced it on some level in order to be able to actually generate it in a dream. Yeah. So they say that like faces in your dreams, for instance, are faces that you've seen, or they're based on faces that you've seen.
Yeah, I have weird ones like that where I think about it. Things maybe I've seen in a dream or something, but I have faces in my mind and I don't know who they are.
But my point is that like so like, you know, your prior inability to have a successful fight in your dreams is because you had no experience like properly of like, you know, martial arts.
I think that's not sense. Yeah. But it also feels like this anxiety fighting sort of thing, you know.
Well, now you know it's like you've crafted a tool basically. It's like you know, we're still cavemen, we're still monkeys. It's like here is a problem. It's like problem X is whatever. You know, like I need to make fire to cook food or something, and it's like, oh, I can't do that. So you're like dreaming about it, you know. And it's like if you don't have a solution, you're probably dreaming about it. And
it's just funny because it's not a problem that you encounter in day-to-day life. I've never had to use.
But if you create a tool,
I barely ever had to use violence.
Probably dream about that instead. You know, your brain provides answers to problems for you when you're sleeping.
It's probably a new type of logic as well because you know what to look for. It's like, you know, now I think more about the angles of attack. You know, it's like being in someone's channel, being out of it, or You know,
Distance,
what would I do?
spacing,
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like
like, you know, yeah, exactly. It's things, if someone was there and they jumped to you, like, what could you do to fight them off in an intelligent way? So it wouldn't be training, but someone keeps trying to reinforce this basic logic. So it's like, you know, okay, if someone tries to jump on you when you're like this, probably throw yourself backwards, you know, have your hands up, tuck your chin in so you don't smash the back of your head, you know, and knock yourself out. Get your legs up, you know, maybe kick them off, you know, you've got quite a lot of strength. Like, it's quite a strong
Put
position.
yourself in a strong defensive
Yeah,
position.
exactly. Yeah. And then maybe if they come in close, you get an elbow in or something. You can just, and if you've got enough core strength, you can do some serious damage, like, you know, just crunching up into someone. It's really interesting shit, and I will never use it. But it's not like I dream about it very often either. But I have had a few where, you know, within the last few months, and I wake up and I feel a lot better than the weird disempowering jelly ones, you know.
Well, I reckon it's probably because like I was sort of saying, the form changes further. Is that it'll start off with an anxiety dream because that's like, you know, like put your brain stimulating
your brain's thinking about it because it's like, oh, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, but then your brain goes, how do I solve that problem? And it's like you have this whole host of Krav Maga now in your brain. Yeah. So it actually has something to go to.
But do you think that was maybe the dream maybe prompted me to go and do this?
Maybe, but it's like it sounds like you were having them before, right?
Yeah.
You would have an anxiety dream or you find before, but the only difference is then you didn't have like
a
neurological tool set to
yeah.
use. You know, you had running away, and then it's like running. You know, you can't solve a problem with running away.
I bet I couldn't run away in a dream.
During quicksand.
If I started jogging, maybe I could run away, because I'm still pretty lazy when it comes to like pure aerobic exercise. I'm not really, you know.
Yeah, I don't try enough with that. I need to get on it because it's actually very, very good for you. Like, you know, just running by itself is like incredible exercise. It stimulates your whole
People
body.
go on about like the knees and all this shit, and yeah, people do like a lot.
Well, it depends on what surface you run.
Yeah.
Like you can protect your knees pretty easily. Like running around a field like this, you know, with grass and trees and all that. Like, yeah, no worries. Yeah. It's tarmac, really, you know, because it's
kind of boom, boom, boom. I guess it's just an unnatural.
Yeah, you're pounding your joints basically.
Yeah, that's why they wear nice trainers.
Yeah, but even that doesn't really do it, and it depends how you run as well. Because some people run on their heel, you know, and if you run right on your heel, then you're taking all of the buffering, but your toes are much better because you get the buffering of your calf, because your calf then engages.
And right on the flat bit, yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? It dampens the force. It dampens it.
It feels more elegant as well.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it, and also it generates some force in the push-off, so it's more efficient. You know, you're running with less effort involved on your behalf. Whereas if you're running off your heels, you know, you're just smashing your feet into the floor.
Yeah, I didn't use my heels that much. What I learned is, which is very funny, it was during this gun thing, heel to toe, if you're walking forwards, helps you be a lot more stable. You're smoothly. I never thought about it before, but it's quite interesting. So if I'm carrying a really full thing now, and I don't want to spill it because I'm pretty clumsy that way, if I heel to toe it, it's a lot easier.
Really?
Yeah. So because you're just kind of gliding forward, you put your heel down first gently, and then you just kind of rock everything forward. So it's like a smooth motion. And while you're doing that, I'm teaching you how to walk. It's like fucking dumb, but it's something that someone had to explain to me, and I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. So while you're doing that, your other heel comes in front of it, so you have a constant stream of motion. It's like, so it's more, because if, you know, we had challenges, I was actually fucking awful at them, so don't follow my example. I was great at like standing still, shooting a handgun like fucking far. Everyone gave me major props because I shot, I think, at like 46 meters with one hand with a pistol, because someone was like, oh, but you can't do it with one hand, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. Okay. It was like, we got it, and they were like, what the fuck? This thing's about like that big, so it's like, you know, it's like ding. It's like first try and everything. They're like, well, what a bell end. But then on the final day, it was just ridiculous shit. Like, you know, trying more and more challenges. But they tried to do this walking stuff. I mean, I was awful at. But yeah, it's just like walk like that. You can't really see.
Oh, I think we should have a piss break anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to turn that off. But I think that was quite a funny thing. How long was it?